Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with
Kara, Phoebe,
Melissa.
What's the biggest red flag when it comes to a guy?
when they're saying one thing and they're doing another thing. You know, it's like actions speak louder than words. Like, we can all have the answer together. Like, I think that's a red flag.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
With your experience, right, with dating,
Why me?
because you seem like you're like the more mature, like in this group. What's like?
Why is that?
Oh, we're mature.
Because you're the oldest. You're the oldest.
How do you know I'm the oldest out of all of us?
Yeah, how do you know
The
that?
looks, I can tell.
Wow.
Okay, well, you just totally insulted me.
Well, I'm not trying to insult you.
Are you calling her old?
Right.
Anyways, what's your experience been with dating? Like, what do you see?
I've been married for the past 7 years, so I haven't really been...
How do you make a marriage work?
A lot of hard work.
Thanks, Grandma.
Tinder. And we agree to meet at a local bar. He shows up. He turns out to be very fit, very attractive, really well-groomed facial hair. Eyebrows are perfect. Hair is perfect everywhere. Like, this guy puts a lot of effort into how he looks, which I really like. So we get to talking, and turns out he's really well educated. He's really interesting. He volunteers. He is part of all these different organizations. He's traveled all over the world. He wasn't born in the US, but he came when he was 19, and now he's in his mid-30s. But anyways, I'm really digging this guy. And then he says something that kind of makes me a little nervous. He shares with me that he recently went to Vegas, but he did not get into any of the pools. Despite the fact that he was there for one of those big pool parties, which if you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. And his reason being was because the pools there must be so disgusting with all those people. They must have diseases. So I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, well, when I disclose to this guy, it's probably not going to go very well, but I really need to do it sooner rather than later. So we close out the bar, we start walking to his car, and he's like, all right, well, so do you want to come back to my place, or should I just drop you off, or what's going on? I'm interested in going back to your place, but I need to tell you something first, and after I tell you this, you can decide for yourself if you want to drop me off at home, or if you want to go back to your place. So we get in his car, and I'm like, yeah, so I think you should know that I have herpes. I don't have an outbreak right now. I take medication, but I feel like this is something that you really should know before you make a decision about going back to your place. Do you want to know what the response was from this person that just told me they won't get in a pool because of all the diseases? He looks me dead in the face and he says, "What's herpes?"
She has a nasty relapse.
I had a tummy tuck on November 4th. My stomach has been my biggest insecurity. Ask anyone who knows me really well. I'm tired of hiding the things that help me feel more confident as I grow older. We all have scars, whether they're emotional or physical, but it's when we start embracing them, that's when we really start standing in our truth. It's time we start normalizing these conversations. Judgmental fear never goes away, but with time, we stop fixating so much on the fear and start embracing ourselves in our truest form.
You are old.
Women intrinsically recognize a large part of their value is tied to their youth and beauty. This is why they get so offended when they are called old. This is also the reason why they get Botox and other forms of work done, to hold on to their youth for as long as possible. Notice though, when men are called old, fat, bald and short, they are supposed to take it on the chin, or they'll be seen as weak. Women are allowed to get offended, and men are not. Welcome to the land of equality.
Talk about a double standard.
She talks to a hyper-successful and good-looking man from Tinder, knowing she's got an infection, but she doesn't even mention it beforehand. She decided to meet him, probably had him pay for dinner and drinks, and then decided to tell him about the infection. This was just a waste of his time and money. Her video ends there, but I'm guessing after she explained what it was, he probably roasted her for not mentioning it sooner and ran away.
I couldn't get away fast enough.
I found this message pretty contradictory. She said that she was uncomfortable with her potbelly, so she got a tummy tuck. But then she said it's better to embrace the truth and be transparent about getting the tummy tuck. If it's important to embrace the truth, why not just live with the truth of having a pop belly? Why try to change it through a tummy tuck? If it's important to embrace ourselves in our truest form, she would have kept the pop belly.
She lied to us.
Real men of genius.